Those other podcasts are dope, but this is more dope. Welcome back to Children 100 Trillion. Man, oh man, oh man. It's not looking good. Not looking good for that guy, Sean P. Diddy Combs, man. Houston attorney Tony Buzbee of the Buzbee LawFirm. They pretty creditable. They've handled lots of big cases, man, and won. Not saying nothing about that, but what I'm saying is it's not looking good for that cat, man. Over 120 people he's representing in this case. Not to mention, he said his office received over 3,000 calls, man. Man, they got a Diddy hotline out there, man. If you've been affected by P. Diddy from 91 to yesterday, contact, man, shit's looking real ugly, man. Diddy done hired a death row attorney, man. Diddy hired a death row attorney. Do y'all know what that means? Man, I'm talking out of the 120 people that Tony Buzbee is representing, 25 are or was minors at the time of said offense or allegation. Dude, do y'all understand what that means? 25 of them were minors. 120 out of 3,000. Out of 3,000, they took on 120. So that means out of that 3,000, they are for sure that they're gonna get something for those 120 people, man. Whew, damn, Diddy. But don't take my word for it. I want y'all to check out what Tony Buzbee has to say himself.
My name is Tony Buzbee. I'm a lawyer here in Houston. I'm licensed in Texas and in New York. And I'll introduce other members of our team as they speak. As many of you know, our law firm has been at the forefront of some of the most important litigation in the United States. We like the tough cases. We thrive in the complicated cases. We've handled over the last 25 years some very big and very important cases. I believe that this one may surpass them all. There are many facets to this. The conduct we will describe today occurred over more than 20 years. There are many people and many entities involved. And we're going to follow this evidence wherever it takes us. We will find the silent accomplices. We will expose the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors. We will pursue this matter no matter who the evidence implicates. These brave victims who have stepped forward deserve nothing less. The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world. The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward. Our team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us with people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. And you should know, to the extent the clients feel comfortable, we also intend to make these individuals available to the authorities, specifically to the FBI. And you should also know a few of them have already been spoken to by the FBI. Now, before we discuss the nature of the claims and claimants themselves, let me comment on the large volume of calls we have received since our first announcement. Even before the indictment of Sean Combs, we had received a small volume of calls and had screened a handful of cases. After the indictment of Sean Combs and the announcement that we were pursuing these claims, the floodgates opened. People who wouldn't otherwise, for a variety of reasons, are now stepping forward to make their voices heard and to pursue justice. But no, most of these people are scared. They fear backlash in their communities. They fear backlash in their own families. They are afraid of retaliation from the perpetrators and their associates. They are rightly afraid for their own personal safety. I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed. Many dirty secrets will be revealed. We know what we are potentially up against. And as is always the case in situations like this, when a celebrity is involved, people can be downright mean and nasty. You'll be shocked at the length fans will go, no matter the evidence to the contrary, to defend celebrities they love. I mean, there's a reason for this word fans. They're fanatics. I've personally already been threatened multiple times on social media. And when I agreed to pursue this, I expected as much. This isn't my first rodeo. But victims who step forward to have their voices heard should not be subjected to that kind of conduct. They should not be targeted. I want to say this, and I want to be clear about it. Although we are vetting each call as stringently as we can, I always start with a mindset that I believe victims. I believe victims because I understand the tremendous courage it takes to step forward. So if you're watching this, please hear me. If you're out there and you have been victimized, you are not alone. There is a great strength in numbers. You can seek redress. You can obtain justice. We can help you, and we will help you. That being said, as stated, we are vetting every call that we receive. We have had to turn away some. For each, we ask for corroboration. For each, we ask for the identity of witnesses. We also have collected pictures, videos, texts.
The wall of silence has been broken. The veil is lifted. Hey, you heard yourself, man. This is crazy, man. Hip hop will never be the same. Not saying because of Sean Combs in no way, but because of everybody he's connected with. The entire hip hop industry. I'm talking other moguls, rappers, actors, ball players, paid public figures. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on. Powerful people in your community, my community. It's crazy. But keep in mind, this is a civil case. Although, as he said, they're going to be turning all the information over to the feds, from the victims to the witnesses to those who helped to those who sat back and let things go on, man. Shit is looking crazy, man. I've been talking about things of this nature, not P. Diddy himself, but I've been talking about things of this nature for years. I mean, because I had my own experience in the music business, in the entertainment world, with similar case that I'm not going to get into right now. But if you want to hear more in depth about it, check out my podcast I have on this subject. It's entitled Slip and Slide Records Before Trina, Rick Ross, or something like that. It's on this channel right here. So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. We got more from Tony right here, so check him out.
We check venues, we check dates. We want to corroborate that the claims being made have legitimacy and merit. We have on staff now a former detective from the Major Offenders Unit of Houston Police Department who is helping us vet each claim. We're using our common sense. We're being stringent because, as I said, these are not easy cases. They're very tough. The process is hard, and in some cases, the process is very lengthy. These cases are hard to prove. Many times, it's the victim's word against the alleged perpetrator. Each of these victims will no doubt be publicly attacked by the alleged perpetrators, and in some cases, the general public. The feckless and cowardly keyboard warriors love to attack. We know what we're up against. We did not enter this fray blindly. I wish it was my last such fray. I wish this type of behavior wasn't so pervasive. But it is what it is, so we will press on. As I said, our law firms have been retained by 120 individuals at this point to pursue cases in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs. You should know, in this group, it is evenly divided between males and females. There are 60 males and 60 females who have joined us to pursue these claims as plaintiffs. In this group, 62% identify as African American, 30% are white, and the remainder are Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 25 states. The majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida. I don't want to focus on the ages of these victims. When we talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type of conduct. Now, although most of the victims who have stepped forward were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very long time. Now, when you think about the fact that some of this conduct occurred 25 years ago, and you wonder why would it take somebody so long to step forward, I want to remind you that many states in the United States have recognized that it's very difficult for a victim to step forward and to make these types of allegations when something very terrible has happened to them. I'll use New York, the state of New York, as an example. The state of New York has specific statutes in place that revive claims that are even claims that would typically be not able to be brought, that revive such claims, and they can be brought even 25 to 30 years later. Because there's a recognition there in New York and California and other states that it's very difficult for a victim to come forward. And I would respectfully suggest the only reason many of these people are coming forward because they see other victims coming forward. And it gives them some comfort that, hey, I won't be the only one. And I expect more victims will come forward. You know, there's an old saying that says, a lie has great speed, but truth has endurance. The acts complained of in these cases that we're going to file occurred primarily in New York, either Manhattan or the Hamptons, or occurred in California, primarily in Los Angeles, or in Florida, primarily in Miami. Most of these events and incidents occurred at parties, typically after parties, or album release parties, New Year's Eve parties, 4th of July parties, something they called a puppy party, all-white party, although several of these events occurred at auditions. Many times, especially young people, people wanting to break into the industry, were coerced into this type of conduct in the promise of being made a star or in the promise of having Sean Combs listen to their tape or even let them read for Sean Combs. You should know that some of this behavior occurred at well-known venues in New York City. Some of this behavior occurred at private residences of people that we all know. Some of this behavior occurred at hotels that we're all familiar with.
60 females, 60 males, 60 females and 60 males. Not saying this is all the victims. This is only all the victims that this particular law firm has taken on. Wow. And to all you people that's out there saying they're only picking on him because he's a successful black man, or this only came because he tried to sue the liquor company. 62% of the victims are black Americans. 62%. That's well over half the victims. 30% were white. 30%. So that just shows you the respect level he has for black America, while y'all defending him because he happens to be a black American. He has no respect for black Americans. 8% were Asian or Hispanic. These rich Negroes have no respect for black America. So miss me with that. It's a racist thing. If anybody should be accused of being racist, it should be these predators. And I'm not just saying him. It's going on before him, during him. Hopefully this nips it in the bud. But this is a human world that we live in. But what's even more scarier, 25 minors, 9 years old, 15, 14 years old. Come on, man. Y'all got to be kidding me, man. Y'all got to be kidding me. Hey, man, as he said, Allah has great speed, but the truth endureth, man. Man, it's crazy, man. I'm going to just name a few names that I hear that's, you know, on the list. Allegedly. I got to say that, of course. Allegedly on the list, you know, when they talk about someone that's more high profile than him, I'm going to just name a few of those names that's supposedly involved in these shindigs. You know, from the Sean Jay-Z Carters, allegedly, Barack Obama, allegedly, Oprah Winfrey, allegedly, Will Smith, allegedly. I mean, it's a whole lot of them, you know, as the dude just stated, man. It's been going on since the early 90s, so it's a heap of them, heap. I'm going to let Tony go and finish this out right there.
You should know that more than 55% of the victims filed reported this conduct to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals. We are in the process of collecting with our team assistants medical records, reports that were made to the authorities, and I've already said that some of the individuals in this group did in fact talk to the FBI. You should know that several of the individuals, and when I say several, I mean many, who did in fact seek medical treatment were drug tested, and drugs were found in their system, weird drugs that you probably never heard of. One in particular that continues to pop up is a drug called xylazine, or trank, which based on our research is known as a horse tranquilizer. Now, there's been a lot of reports that we're filing a class action. This is not a class action. Class action is when one or two people file a case on behalf of a group of people. That's not this. These cases will be individual cases. Each case will live and die on its own merit. These cases will be filed individually, one plaintiff against whoever the defendants were involved in the case. Each case may be filed in one venue like California, another case may be filed in New York. One case may sue just Sean Combs, but multiple other people. One case may sue a range of people. I would expect most, though, to be filed, as I said, in New York and Los Angeles. Now, I know this. Many of you came here thinking or hoping or perhaps believing that I may start naming names. Well, that day will come. but it won't be today. The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. But I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are. I call them the facilitators of foul play, willing participants in vile conduct. As we identify them, each will be part of this case as defendants. These defendants will not only include individuals, but would also include corporate entities who ultimately profited off of this culture and behavior. I'm looking at banks, pharmaceutical companies, hotels. We know that many of these individuals were paid cash. We know that many of these individuals involved, whether they were the ones being assaulted and abused or they're witnessing other people being assaulted and abused and then paid and threatened and told to leave. Typically paid 10 grand in cash and told to leave. And then threatened as they were leaving. So in addition to Sean Combs, you should know the defendants in these cases we're going to file will include anyone, of course, who engaged in the assault or exploitation, anyone who participated in such in any way, anyone who encouraged or facilitated this conduct, anyone who was in the room and watched it happen but made no effort to stop it, any venue or venue owner who was aware of what was going on but failed to stop it, any individual or entity who knew about the conduct and benefited from it but did nothing to report it or stop it, and any individual or entity who covered it up or helped cover it up. These people who know who they are should just come forward now. I would imagine, as we speak here, there are a myriad of people who are very nervous. You can't hide skeletons in the closet forever. I would expect there are many people out there right now who are desperately searching their memories as they delete their texts and data. Now, although these are, in fact, individual cases, there is a common theme, an MO, if you will. Typically, the victim is lured into a situation where he or she is given a drink. Typically, that drink, reported by these victims, is apparently laced with something. Once that drink takes effect, the perpetrators perform all kinds of sexual acts on the victims, many times passing him or her around as other people watch and enjoy the show, and then leave the victim ashamed, confused, injured, and wondering what happened. When the victim reaches out, he or she is told not to say anything. Sometimes there are threats of physical violence or financial repercussions or bodily harm. The claims we intend to bring will include the following: violent sexual assault or rape, sexual abuse, facilitated sex with a controlled substance, false imprisonment, compelling prostitution, sexual misconduct, dissemination of video recordings, false imprisonment, sexual abuse of minors. Given the large volume of cases, and given our other docket obligations, and given the fact that we want to be sure when we file these cases that they are fully vetted, I expect we'll start filing these cases against Sean Combs and other perpetrators within the next 30 days. Now, it's rare, sexual abuse, sexual exploitation, this type of activity is pervasive in our society, and it's rare we get a chance where we can really focus on this as a country and really focus on this about how pervasive this is and what we as collectively can do about it. So I thought I'd take this opportunity before I go into some of the individual cases and talk about some of the individual claims being made and some of the, so you'll get a sense of what this 120 people group looks like individually. I want to bring forward Carrie Paul. She's a national victim advocate who helps victims who have been victimized by this type of conduct.
Whoa, do y'all understand what you just heard? Do you understand what you just heard? Man, look, man, look. I ain't got nothing else to say. I mean, I told y'all about the entertainment industry. These people ain't right. Shit is ugly. But anyway, y'all stay safe out there. Stay close to your people, especially if they're trying to get into entertainment. Any field, not just entertainment, whatever they do. Sports, at a job, talk, whatever. Because you got supervisors that's using their power and their authority to to take advantage of young and or naive people. So y'all be safe out there. Keep your people safe. We're gonna holler at you in a minute. Peace and prosperity.
Won't sleep, go hard, I'ma grind all motherfucking day. You know the front flip, back flip, stack chips, I'm on none for my motherfucking pay. You know what time it is, nigga. Won't sleep, go hard, I'ma grind all motherfucking day. You know the front flip, back flip, stack chips, I'm on none for my motherfucking pay. You know what time it is, nigga.